Hello everybody and welcome to another Destiny build video. For today's build, we're going to be focusing on Void Warlock. And it's going to be a build that's going to let us throw basically an infinite amount of handheld supernovas. If you're a newer player, you may not know what that is. And that's basically the version of Chaos Accelerant when you have a magnetic grenade on. This used to be an ability back in the day, but Bungie took it away. And anyway, moving on. So this is going to allow you to throw them like crazy, and it's going to absolutely shred. And I really do mean it will pretty much one tap a champion, and I'm not even pretty much joking. It's going to allow us to just completely clear rooms using solely our grenade ability, which is obviously aka Chaos Accelerant. It's absolutely insane. As you can see, I'm also getting Void Overshield, Devour from this build. It is a ton of fun and allows you to just clear rooms and honestly, solo content. I mean, this is me at about a 30 to 40 power level disadvantage, so literally almost just below mythic difficulty. That is how good this build does. And you're seeing me just shred through rooms right here with basically just using our Chaos Accelerant Magnetic Grenade, which is basically just a handheld supernova. So I'm going to show you how to replicate this build, go absolutely insane, and just clear rooms like crazy, have fun, and even go invisible with this build. So without further ado, let me show you how to make it. So to replicate this build, we're going to start with our main exotic. That's going to be the Contraverse Hold. Contraverse Hold is going to allow us so that when we charge up our Void Grenade with Chaos Accelerant, we will get massive amount of damage reduction. It's also going to allow our Charge Grenade, aka our main thing, to weaken on hits, which is going to be fantastic, and it's also going to return grenade energy. And it quite frankly just has one of the coolest ornaments in the game, but we'll just look past that. So for our stats next, you're going to want to just have a high grenade stat. Nothing else is really really everything else is just up to you. There's nothing essential to this build. If you want higher weapons just to make sure that you can finish off some enemies, go ahead and put that on. But you're going to want your grenade to go up to as far as you can to 200. This is because not only do we want the 100% just for the grenade energy and ability cooldown, but we want it because we want to boost our PvE damage. That is why you're going to want your grenade stat to be as close to 200 as you can get. After that, go ahead and just kind of put these to whatever you would like. You can go ahead and put some melee up if you want that. Maybe you want your super, you can put that up. Maybe you want your rift back. It's really up to your playstyle, your personal choice. Maybe you just want to copy the stats I have. Here you go right here. But definitely try to get your grenade even closer to 200 than even I have. Now for your weapons, this is entirely up to you. There is no weapon essential to this build, so feel free to use whatever you want. Now personally, I find Graviton Lance to be just a lot of fun to use. It's also a void weapon, which pairs well with Harmonic Siphon, so that's really nice. And yet again, it does really good damage. It's fun to use, easy use. Obviously has good crowd control thanks to the explosion, so you can easily put this one on if you want. Another, and I mean probably the better choice, is going to be anything that refunds grenade energy. For example, that's going to be weapons with Demolitionist. This is if you have a weapon with Demolitionist, that is your go-to. That's going to allow you to generate grenade energy on a kill. Another great choice is Tessellation. That is a exotic fusion rifle that generates 20% to your grenade on every kill. That will also be a fantastic choice and might honestly be my favorite recommendation for an exotic. But of course, enough of the weapons. Use whatever you would like, whether it's Tessellation, a Demolitionist weapon, or Graviton Lance for fun. And then you're going to have your subclass, of course, so here we are. We're going to start with our super. This is just not essential to the build. You're just going to get your super. You can go ahead and use your super and have fun with it. So obviously you can put on Nova Bomb. You can put on Nova Warp, any version of Nova Bomb. So go ahead and put on whatever you like the most, whatever you feel the most comfortable with. Go ahead and put that on. For your Rift, this is the same kind of idea with your super. Go ahead and put on whatever makes you feel the most comfortable, whether it is healing, empowering, go ahead and put it on. Personally, I like healing. I like putting it down, getting a little bit of health back if I'm in a tough situation. So personally, I recommend that one. But you can absolutely swap it out to Empowering Rift if you want. This is also going to help you get more ability energy regeneration. So maybe if you have a bunch of enemies charging at you, then this will help you just continuously refund your Chaos Accelerant, and that way you can just keep throwing your charged grenades. So go ahead and put on whatever rift you would like. Obviously, same for the jump. Go ahead and put on whatever you're most comfortable with. For your melee, obviously, there's only one choice, Pocket Singularity, but it's a pretty good choice, so obviously, there's nothing wrong with it. You're also now going to get 2 charges with it, make enemies volatile, and push enemies away, so it is a pretty nice thing to have. For your grenade, you need Magnetic Grenade. This is non-negotiable for the build. Magnetic Grenade is going to pair with Chaos Accelerant specifically, which is going to make it do exactly what we need. So make sure you have on Magnetic Grenade. Now for the aspect, obviously, we're going to go with Chaos Accelerant. Chaos Accelerant is going to make it so that we can hold our left bumper, or whatever your grenade button is, to overcharge your grenade. Now, for Magnetic Grenade, that is going to be, as you saw when I hold the grenade up and release it, where it sends forward like a bunch of Void Blast. It is going to be absolutely essential to this build, as that is our main tool. And our second one is going to be Feed the Void. Feed the Void is going to make us that we get bonus to our grenade stat, we get health, and it just makes it overall a better build. Obviously, Feed the Void gives us Devour, and in Devour, it is Enhanced Devour, so we basically get almost our full health bar back, if not our full health bar back, and we also get a nice chunk to grenade energy back with every single kill, and also every kill will extend the duration of Devour. You proc this by getting a kill with a Void ability, aka that will be either your Pocket Singularity or your Charged Grenade, your handheld Supernova from Chaos Accelerant. So this is going to be essential to keeping you alive. You're going to be able to get Devour and just get health on every single kill. Now for the fragments, we're going to start with Echo of Persistence. This is going to make so that all void buffs, including invisibility, which we will get, Overshield, which we will get, and Devour, which we absolutely will get, will have longer durations. This is going to help us stay alive longer by keeping the important buffs for just a few seconds longer. Obviously, that plays so much into survivability. Next, we're going to go with the Echo of Vigilance. This is going to make us that when we defeat a target while our shields are gone, we will get a Void Overshield. Mind you, Void Overshield is a 70% damage reduction, which is absolutely insane, and it's also a second health bar. So that is going to be a great choice to go with. So should things get south and you get a kill, not only if you have Devour will you get your whole health bar back, but you also get a nice second health bar to pair with it. And of course, a nice 70% damage reduction. Next, we're going to go with Echo of Expulsion. Now, I know a lot of people are probably like, you should swap this for something like Echo of Exchange, where we get some grenade energy, or even Echo of Provision, where damaging with our grenades gives us melee. And you know what? That is fine. This is about one that you could maybe swap out if you want. But personally, we're going to be getting Void ability kills like in an insane amount. And I think having a nice explosion on every kill that we get with our Void ability, which mainly we're going to be getting all of our kills with our Chaos Accelerant, then why not make them explode into nice pearly balls of Void energy and damage some more enemies, or potentially kill some enemies as well. And obviously that'll just help clear more ads. So personally, since we're literally using a Void ability as our main weapon with this, we're going to want Expulsion. And last but not least, we're actually going to go with Echo of Obscurity. Now, this is another one that maybe if you really wanted to swap it out with something, you absolutely could. But personally, I don't think anything is more beneficial than having Invisibility. Invisibility basically just makes you invisible. I mean, you are not able to be shot at or seen when you are invisible by all enemies on PvE, and it's going to help make this build absolutely insane. Should things get a little scary, a little south, then you can go ahead and get a finisher and you're invisible for a good chunk of time, especially thanks to Persistence, and then you can kind of regroup or reposition yourself before invisibility ends and then go to town. So that is going to be our subclass. Now we're going to have our armor mods here, and we're going to start here with our helmet. We're going to start with a Harmonic Siphon. Since our main weapon will probably be Void, we're going to want to put this one on. Now, obviously, swap this to whatever the element is of your main weapon you chose to go with. That's going to be completely fine. So you're going to want to make sure you just have this matching your main weapon. Now after that, these two perks are kind of just up to you. You can swap one of these out for special ammo, heavy ammo, dynamo, or put one on hands-on or even powerful friends. This one is just kind of up to you. Go ahead and choose what you like the most here. Now on our gauntlets, we're going to start with a firepower. We're going to be getting a lot of grenade kills. So we're going to want firepower on to create those orbs of power, which are always just nice to pick up. So why not throw that on? Then for our next two mods, we're going to use impact induction and bolstering detonation. Bolstering is going to help us get back our healing or empowering rift when we cause damage with a grenade. That's just a nice little bonus. And impact induction is going to make it so when we use our pocket singularity melee, it will reduce our grenade cooldown. Now, Contraverse Hold has a fun little thing of putting us just shy of a brand new charge when we hit enemies. So we will need like literally not even 5% to actually get our grenade back. And obviously we have Devour helping us out. But impact induction is a nice way of making sure that should we not get it back, that we will get it back when we throw a pocket singularity. That's why this is a pretty nice one to have. For our chest piece, go ahead and put on any resistance mods that match the activity you're doing. Obviously, if enemies hit you harder with arc, put some arc ones on, strand, put some strand, and etc. For the legs, you're going to want to put on a better already. This is going to make it so when we pick up an orb, we will get our health regeneration to start immediately. You can swap that out for recuperation if you want. Personally, I'm just a better already fan, so go ahead and choose one of these. And then you're probably just going to have an innervation and an invigoration. This is going to make it so when we pick up an orb, it will reduce our melee and grenade cooldown. Obviously, grenade is pretty self-explanatory. That way we can get another grenade back. And obviously, same for invigoration with our melee. But obviously, that's just to help with getting pocket singularity back because it's not a bad melee ability. And for our class item, we're going to just kind of do the same idea. We're going to do outreach and bomber so that when we place our rift, we'll get back a little melee and a little grenade cooldown. And then we're going to put on a reaper so that when we put that class ability down, our next weapon kill will spawn an orb. Obviously, that will help refund our stuff with innervation and invigoration. And that's going to just help us out, get back even our, abilities, specifically our grenade, which our grenade will create an orb with firepower and so on and so forth. And last but not least, we have our artifact. This is going to be key to keep this essential around void builds. So obviously you're going to want stuff that affect void. Obviously there's not too much when it comes to void stuff here in this artifact for the season, which means this build is obviously going to be just as good in any season, no matter the artifact. But there is a few mods that are going to help benefit the most. And we're going to start here with Shield Crush. Shield Crush is going to make us that when we have Void Overshield, which will be a little bit of, here and there, we're going to get our melee recharged faster and deal increased damage. That's a nice one to have, so you can throw that one on, obviously. Another great one is going to be Elemental Overdrive. Picking up an elemental pickup, aka a Void Breach, will grant increased damage to weapons of the same element. If you're using Graviton, Tessellation, or any other Void weapon, then this is going to help up their damage just by picking up Void Breaches. Now, while our build does not straight up create elemental pickups, we can go ahead and use Elemental Coalescence. Defeating targets will just have the chance to create an elemental pickup, matching our super, which is obviously going to be Nova Bomb or Nova Warp, which means Void Breach. So that's how we're going to create those, and that's how Elemental Overdrive is going to get a nice little bonus here to the build. And we're going to pair that also with Refresh Threads. This is going to make it so that when we pick up a Void Breach, aka our elemental pickup, it's going to give us energy to our least charged ability. This is going to help, obviously, just keep some abilities up when we pick up those Void Breaches. As for all your other stats, you're just going to want anything that benefits what you have on, whether it's for weapons. So maybe you have a good strand weapon you like, then you probably want to put on one like dealing strand weapon damage has a chance to spawn threadlings or stuff like that. So it's kind of up to you. Obviously, you're going to want anything in future artifacts that buff Void Devour and Overshield, even maybe invisibility, helps with Void ability damage by buffing it, or replenishes grenade is another great one. Anything that can give you grenade energy back is also going to be fantastic, because that means we'll even be able to throw more chaos accelerants, and that's going to be pretty amazing. And with all of that, that is how you replicate this build. As you can see, it is absolutely insane. You're able to just throw these handheld supernovas via Chaos Accelerant in insane amounts. I'm not really sure they thought that Contraverse Hold would actually be this good, but let me tell you, it is this good. I can't believe I haven't really seen this one around because it is absolutely insane. You literally are turning your grenade into your main weapon. I mean, it's pretty much better than your own gun, and that is saying something. So obviously, if you want to replicate this awesome build, go ahead. I hope you love it. It's just magical in reality, the amount of kills you're going to get with it and the survivability with it. But with all of that being said, that is the end of the video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this build. And while you're down there, if you like the video, why not hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share, all that good jazz. Because it tells me you want to see more build videos, and I like making them, so why not stick around and see some more builds? With all of that, though, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, I will see you around the tower.